actually get out. I could get out of the I actually fell out of bed because my bed actually went on the tilt, and you could put your fist between my bedroom window and the wall. And then, about 12 to 14 hours later, as the scene was moving along, the house actually levelled back up again. But it was given a demolition order. So there's nobody in this chamber who has been more affected by geological works than myself. And the reason why I tell this story is because the people of North Nottinghamshire have fed the Industrial Revolution. They have fed the wealth of this country over many years, both through the oil extraction and the mining which has gone on in this particular area. And they were quite happy to do that. At this present point in time, they do feel as though they're missed out as far as funding is concerned in a number of issues. And that's why I'm the first person to be able to support those communities. I will be not supporting this person. And there are several reasons for that. One is I have seen firsthand seismic surveys. I've had seismic surveys done very close to where I live. And it had no impact on my quality of life at all. The mining did. The mining had a negative impact. I had to go and live in a hotel for 6 months while I found alternate accommodation. This motion, as far as I am concerned, is just a vote capture. That's all it's about. It's about supporting a group that have a beef over fracking. It may put seismic surveys into it, but eventually that is where this particular motion is ending up. Seismic testing is not, as Jim pointed out, is not just for shale gas, it's for water, it's to find out what minerals are under the land. And even if this council banned it, all that would happen is that landowners around would allow access to seismic testing. As we well know with the strata and geological surveys, they follow a horizontal route across on the ground. So they know immediately what was under it. And even if you banned fracking on council land, all they would do is drill down the side of the council land and extract the gas anyway, and fracking would continue. So it is a spurious, ridiculous notion that will have no effect on council land or the extraction of shale gas in the vicinity. It is all about supporting a minority of people who have a particular issue. Now, not one resident from my patch has ever contacted me over fracking. Wait for it. I have got Edmonton that was fracked 460 times between 1936 and 1958. 400 times around the actual periphery of that village. And not one resident suffered from that particular activity. And I've also spoken to the chairman of the Oil Workers Museum and looked at a lot of the historic data which has gone on in North Nottinghamshire over recent years, over the many years that oil has been extracted in that particular area. So I will not be supporting this motion. As I pointed out, this is a vote catcher, and I don't support vote catchers just for the sake of it. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, I find that an extraordinary statement in the Council of York hasn't been contacted by not a single person in all the parishes that he represents. I don't know to the extent to which licences have been issued in the area that he represents, but I know that in my area, and it's Sherwood Forest Division, of course, I'm very proud that the name of my division is Sherwood Forest, and that my division contains much of Sherwood Forest, including the Sherwood Forest Country Club. I've been contacted by quite a few residents, and this has been raised at the parish councils that I represent. The licences that have been issued, the exploratory licences, and it's INGOS in my area, several of the blocks around my home village of Edmonstowe, which of course, as I've said, contains much of Sherwood Forest, King's Clipston, Wellow, Eakring, all of those have licences that are issued in that area. And seismic testing is taking place all over there as we speak, popping up all over the place at the very moment. And certainly I've been contacted by a lot of residents, and yes, Councillor Taylor, if it is a precursor, if this goes further, if they do find what they're looking for down there, then we can fully expect to be affected greatly in areas like that. And we've had the managing director come to our, for INEOS come to speak, a public meeting organised by my own parish council. We've tried to be absolutely fair at both sides of the argument. We've had a very civilised meeting, very well attended meeting with him, and he has explained the situation, what seismic testing will lead to if they find significant deposits that then go on to be explored into drilling and then subsequently fracking, which Councillor Cotty has explained. And he was asked, he was put on the spot about what it would mean if it goes the whole way. And of course, what it would mean is that Sherwood Forest, and I see Sherwood Forest as being much wider than Sherwood Forest Country Park, would be surrounded by gas fields. It would turn into one huge gas field, 10 rigs per square mile. You imagine that, 10 rigs per square mile with all the servicing that is required, that's all the HGVs on the roads and all the rest of it. Which is why I'm surprised that people in Councillor Lawton's villages are not alert to this already, because I can tell you that if you drive down the A603 through Edmonstowe, by the crossroads there, you'll see our historic village hall, 150 years old, donated by the Earl and Countess of Manvers, beautiful village hall. And outside there you will see Edmonstowe Parish Council, big banner, Edmonstowe Parish Council says no to fracking. So that's the view of Edmonstowe Parish Council, having consulted with INEOS and our local members of the public. Eakring Parish Council conducted a survey of their residents, and of those that replied, and Eakring is only a very small village of course, the overwhelming majority were totally against fracking. Likewise in King's Clipston. Now this motion, as has been pointed out rightly, refers to seismic testing on county council land, because that is the limit of what we can do today, to send a message, to send a strong message about our view about seismic testing on our land. The same as I've just referred to Edmonstowe Parish Council, it's big notice there, and the petition that it's gathering at the moment. Edmonstowe Parish Council only owns a limited amount of land, and I can't imagine that they're going to put a test drill on our parish cemetery, or in the village hall grounds. But nevertheless, it's sending a strong message on Edmonstowe Parish Council, and it's sending a message from the residents. You're getting yourself in a convoluted twist, I think, because you know that many of your residents in the areas that you represent over there are feeling exactly the same way as the residents over here. There's absolutely no difference in their view. And it's going to come home to roost. You've missed an opportunity here. You can call it political, you can call it what you like. But this is an opportunity for this county council to unite around a motion that not only refers to our that is what that would lead to in the future. I know, Councillor Lawton, we are absolutely not pandering to a small group that you provide. I am not a member of any such group. We're not, I don't think many of us, if any of us, are on this side any more than you are. We're not pandering to any group. This is something that's been put down by Councillor Rhodes, Councillor Drosny. We are not in the pocket of any anti-fracking group or anybody else. Our group is trying to send out a clear message about our particular view. I've got a great concern about Sherwood Forest. I know it's not Councillor Cotty. I know that he leads it from Thorsby Estate. You're quite the country part of it. You're quite right. I see Sherwood Forest being much wider than that. Thorsby certainly owns some of the land beyond, quite considerable amount of the land beyond the Sherwood Forest country part. I think we should be liaising for a coordinated view on this in the future. But I support the motion. I think you on the other side should also be representing, I'm confident, the views of your residents and sending forward a very clear and strong message today.
Thank you. Now we're going to get into the speakers. Did you want to speak? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Firstly, Mr. Chairman, can I say how delighted the Ashfield Independents are to second this motion? We've been the only political party for some time to be consistently opposed to fracking in Nottinghamshire. And I'm pleased that we've been able to work with the Labour Party to be united behind anti-fracking campaigns and put this motion forward. And I'm quite pleased to conflict the issue for a little while about seismic testing and fracking, because I think it's unfortunate from Councillor Taylor her comments. They were clearly ill-informed, and it was sad that she's took a position that she's got very poor advice, I'm afraid, because the principle of bias is very different to what we're talking about, because we can quite happily take any planning application into this chamber, and I'm convinced that it will be dealt with in a robust and transparent and lawful way that won't conflict any other policy. And to suggest that we can't have a policy on seismic testing or fracking or anything else on our land is tantamount to lunacy, when at the policy committee last week we passed a motion not to have sky lanterns on our land. So you're not allowed to fly a candle at your wedding, but you're allowed to bore down and take out uranium and all sorts of other stuff before it pours our water. I think the Conservative group, and I have enormous respect, particularly for John, have built themselves into a really unfortunate position where, because of the national position, because they're opposed to fracking, you've got into this situation where you feel that you have to support it here. Even yesterday, the budget made tax breaks for new gas extraction. But we've got an opportunity here. And quite frankly, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Bruce who said it's all politics. Well, of course it's politics. Because when politics is done right, it's a force for good. And that's why most of us got into it, you included. And if we believe something, the only thing that this is a statement of intent that we stand shoulder to shoulder, not with the minority, but with the 76% of residents who are absolutely opposed to shale gas extraction and fracturing our earth, then I think that's a good thing. And I think that politics should be a force for positivity in this council chamber again. And I'm absolutely behind it. I'll actually go on to I wanted to say, Mr. Chair, that this motion sends a clear message that this council will not allow seismic testing on our land, either owned or managed by a council. And as you know, it's January of this year, an FOI request revealed that fracking continues shale, so a request to the county council to carry out seismic testing on our land. And this led to the huge anti-fracking rally in Sherwood Forest. And we know that fracking is politically sensitive, so much so that the decision on whether to grant municipal permission was delayed and delayed. And that was mainly due to the great work of Frack Free Nottinghamshire. Mr. Chairman, vast areas of Nottinghamshire are already at frack, not just two. And this is on the backs of generations of miners when coal was king. As it happens, the deeper miner workings are now flooded. The water is warm due to geothermal, how much heat? Clearly as much as several nuclear power stations. Okay, so they're great heat, but there's lots of them just sitting there underground. It's Nottinghamshire's crown jewels for the future, and the future starts now. So let's investigate, do some sums, see how to tap into this priceless legacy bequeathed to us and our children by tens of thousands of Nottinghamshire miners, a legacy fit for the future and a tribute to our proud history of coal mining over many generations. That's what that is here. It's a representation of coal mining. As for fracking, and I think I'm going to say I'm proudly against fracking. I'm proudly against it, and I'm looking up to be on the planning committee because I will unashamedly say the more I learn about it, the more it horrifies me. As for fracking, it leaves us with nothing. Nothing sustainable, nothing at all, except a legacy of damage controlled by risks of methane in our water, carcinogenic radon gas, solid radium, solid uranium, toxic, explosive, inflammable hydrogen sulfide, and poisons in our groundwater from selenium and the rest. And I'll remind members that Ashfield sits on a limestone aquifer that supplies nearly 80% of Nottinghamshire's drinking water. Is any of this in the environmental impact assessments for fracking? Next to nothing. Next to nothing. The environmental impact assessments are just a box-ticking exercise, boxes to meet legal requirements, but not based on facts. Facts that render fracking too dodgy, too risky, too uncertain. When fracking is done and gone, who will foot the bill to clear up the mess? The frackers will be long gone with their cash. Now, in our research for this debate, I can speak to expensive lobbying companies who spin for fracking. Yes, you can read their grassy brochures or watch the expensively produced videos of misleading affairs. The Ashfield Independents took independent advice from one of Britain's most prominent geologists, one of the leading thinkers in gemstones and artisanal mining projects, who are experts in sustainable development of natural resources. They say that fracking will be devastating for places like Nottinghamshire and create an expensive legacy that will affect our county for generations to come. Now, if we can't do it, councils like Cheshire West and Chester and Rotherham have banned the practice on their land. Close to home, the National Trust refused permission on Timber Park, and especially relevant for Nottinghamshire is the fact that fracking could cause earth tremors or even a subsidence. I want our county to send a clear message that we don't want fracking. So, revolving plans for fracking and environmental and health reasons. Ireland in May this year became the latest European country to ban fracking.
Not welcome in this chamber, not part, in my opinion, of a mature debate, and it is a mature debate, it's very important. Our officers and the members of all our parties acted with integrity and responsibility within the law when discharging their duties as planning officers and planning members, planning authority, dealing with applications that were on private land. Private land, that's what we're talking about, Tracy. Sorry, I'm pointing, I'm talking about you pointing at people earlier, I'm doing it now. But on private land, that's what we're talking about, we're talking about your constituents. We acted within the law and we had to deal with it in that way. And all the applications I know were dealt with to the letter, because as John Potter rightly points out, John Wilkinson would not have had it any other way. He took his position as chair of planning extremely seriously. And whatever else people think about John, he was a very good chair of planning. So the only other thing I'm going to say is this. I'm going to pick up on what John Peck said. This is an opportunity, colleagues. It is an opportunity for the County Council to unite and give a powerful message to our residents, to people that we want to visit this county today and in the future, that we value our environment, we value our open countryside, we value our country parks, we value the beautiful county that is Nottinghamshire, and we want people to come here. We don't want it to be tested and done any more than it has been in the long and distant past. That's history now, and I want us to go forward as a healthy, green county that people can come and visit and enjoy for many, many years to come. I have nothing more to say than that. It's been an excellent debate, Chairman, thank you, and I do hope that this motion is carried.
Thank you, Councillor Rhodes. Then we will now move to the vote.
Could I please have a show of hands, those people who are in favour of the motion that's set before us, please?